Hello and welcome to part 2 of Module 6 in our Django series. As mentioned to you in the last session, today we're going to be working on some of our templates, and these are Principal's Message, Our Team, Gallery, and About. We're going to have a parent template that's going to be called base.html, and the rest of the templates that you see on screen are our child templates that will inherit from base.html. So let's now go and write the views first before we write the templates. So come to your command prompt, change directory to your virtual environment, activate the environment, and start VS Code. We need to be in our views.py file where we'll start by modifying the index view. Instead of just returning this message, Control// to comment that out. We'll say here return. We're going to use render. That's going to take request and then the name of the template. So we're going to have a template for the index view, and that's going to be the app name / the name of the HTML file. We'll now go ahead with the principal message, so PR message, and that's going to take the HTTP request object. And then return, we're going to use render again, request, comma, we need to put in the name of the template. The next, gallery. And again, the same thing repeats, return, render, request, comma, and in quotes, the app name, followed by the name of the HTML file. So after this, we will have our team. And here, we'll get the list of teachers into current teacher list equal to teacher.objects.order by teacher ID. Context. Remember, that's a dictionary, so the key will be current teacher list, and the values will come from current teacher list. And then return, render, request, and then of course the name of the HTML file, comma, context. The next one will be about, return, render, request, comma, and the name of the template. So now we've finished with our views. We have a squiggly here indicating we need to import teacher. So comma, teacher. We need to now wire in these views. So come to the urls.py file. Make sure there's a comma there. And then put in the paths for the different views. Path, and this will be PR message / next one, path gallery / put in a comma again. We have path our team / and then we have about / right? So now that we wired in the views, we can proceed with creating the templates for these views. We'll start with the parent template. So right click here, new file, and we'll call that base.html. And the first statement will always be doc type. So the doc type tag indicating it's HTML, and that's important for any HTML file. And then we have the HTML tag with language being indicated as English. Within the opening and closing HTML tags, the head tag. And within the opening and closing head tags, %load static. And I'll come to what static is about when we write the next line of code. where we're going to now use the link tag rel equal to style sheet and the URL. And here we specify static. That's going to be a folder we create, and the name of the CSS file in quotes. So again, that's going to be the app name followed by the name of the CSS file. So that's going to be style.css, close the quotes, type equal to text /CSS, close the tag. So let's talk a bit about static now. As we know, websites use images, CSS, JavaScript as well, and these files in Django are termed as static files. Now, if you come to settings.py, you will see in installed apps, django.contrib.static files, and this is what helps us manage our static files. In addition, as part of the configuration, we have static URL set to static /, and this is automatically done by Django, of course, indicating that we need to have a folder named static within which we will store our static files. And then, of course, we need to use static in order to build our URLs. Now, it's important to mention here that in addition to the configuration, these files need to be served. Now, if you're using django.contrib.static files, then the serving is managed automatically. But it's not recommended to use this method in the production environment simply because it's inefficient and also maybe insecure. The strategy is therefore going to be different in the production environment. Now, where will the style.css come from? Well, in the description of this video, you will find a link which will take you to a folder, and within that folder, you will find a text file. You need to then copy those contents into style.css. To create style.css, within the school app folder, remember you have the templates folder. So within the same folder, we'll create a new folder. We will call that static. And within static, we'll create another folder by the app name. Right? And the style.css file will exist within this school app folder. So new file, and that will be style.css. And now, of course, we need to copy the contents of the file I spoke of earlier. To do that, you need to access the folder. And I have that folder here. You click on styles or text and then copy the entire contents into this file. Once you've added in the styles, then come back to base.html and we can proceed with the rest of this file. And here we will have a block tag. We'll call that block title. Don't forget the percentage signs there. And this is going to have the title tag. That's going to be the school of thought. And this, of course, is going to appear in the address bar. Right? We need to close that block tag. So end block title. Now, of course, you don't need to specify title again. You can just leave it as end block, but easy readability of code demands that we put it there. Right? So we know it's the end of block title. Now, the next tag that we have is an h1 tag. Class for styling is heading. So that's going to appear on the page. The next we have is an h3 tag. And the class here is dt_time. And this, of course, is going to give us a date. And here we'll use now date format, which will give us a date in month in words, followed by the day in numbers, and then the year in full. The next tag is going to be the nav tag. Class for styling is going to be nav bar. So this is our navigation bar. Within the opening and closing nav tags, we'll have an h3 tag, class equal to subheadings. And within these opening and closing h3 tags, we'll have our anchor tags. The first one will have class for styling, about. And this is what will appear on screen, as you may already know. The next anchor tag will have class for styling, PR message. And here we'll have a URL, and that will be the app name / the view name / and then what will appear on screen, the next anchor tag, class for styling, gallery, and the URL again will be the app name / the view name, and again what will appear on screen, the last anchor tag for today, class for styling, team, URL, app name / view name / and what will appear on screen. Now that we've completed all our anchor tags for today, as well as what we want to place within the opening and closing head tags, we can go ahead and place our body tag here. And within the opening and closing body tags, we will have a block tag, that will be block content. And then of course we need an end block content, right? Now that we are done with the base template, we can go ahead with the child templates. Let's go to the first child template. Let's create principal message. So PR message.html. Every child template will start with the extends tag, which is the key to inheritance. And we put in the app name followed by the name of the parent template, which is base.html. The next thing we need to do is to put in load static to load our styles. We start our block content, right? So here we'll have just a paragraph tag, class equal to, and that's going to be para for styling. Here we'll just have a few words. You can put in whatever you like. That will give us 3 blank lines. That's all for prmessage.html. Right, the next template we'll work on is index.html. So right click a new file and put in the index.html. And here again, we'll start with the extends tag, and that will be the app name followed by base.html. And then of course, load static to load the styles. And then we have a block tag. So we'll just put in our end block there, content. And then within this, that's for styling, of course. Okay, so just something there. You can put whatever you like, right? That completes the index.html file. The next one we'll do is the gallery template. So this will be gallery.html. And again, we begin with the extends tag. Don't forget those percentage signs. Load static to load our styles. Block tag, again content, end block content. And within this, an h1 tag, class for styling is page title. This is just a heading for the page. Then we have an image tag and the source for the image within curly braces again, and the percentage signs, and that will be static. So that's coming from the static folder. The app name / images. So we're going to have an images folder within the static folder, and then within the school app folder / the name of the file. So that's going to be oip1.jpg. For every image, it's a good idea to have alt text just in case your image doesn't appear for some reason. So that will be, and close that tag. The next is another image tag. We have 4 images, class equal to, and all will have the same styling. So img. Source for this one will be, again, don't forget those percentage signs and the curly braces. Again, that will be static. And then the app name / the images folder, which we're going to create. And then we put in the name of this file. And then, of course, we need alt text. Close this tag now. We have another image. Again, styling will be the same, img. src or source equal to alt. Close the tag. And the last image, again, styling is the same. And the source for this one, alt equal to. Right, so where do these images come from now? In the same folder, you will see that we have these images, right? But first we need to create the images folder so we can store them there. So now within school app, right click and click on new folder and put in images there. Now once you've created the folder, we can now go ahead and copy these files. So just select all of them. And using Windows Explorer, C drive, and then we need our users folder, username, and then our virtual environment, and then our project, app, and then of course we need to look for static, app name, images, and Control V to paste. So now as you can see, all the images we need, they are now saved in the images folder. Okay. This is appearing in green because I haven't closed that tag, right? So that completes the gallery template. The next template is our team. So again, come to the templates folder, right click there, new file, and this is going to be our team.html. And again, we begin with the extends tag, and then we need to load the style. So load static, and then of course our block tag. Within this, we have a div class for styling. Within this div, 2 break tags. We want 2 blank lines essentially. We have an if tag. So if the current teacher list, which remember is being passed through the context to the template, if this is not empty, then we will have an unordered list, and within that we will have a for tr in current teacher list. Don't forget the percentage signs again. We will have a line tag there, and this will just specify the teacher name. Don't forget this has to be in double braces because it's a variable. And then of course we've got to put in our end for tag. And now we've got to take care of the possibility of the list being empty. So else, we just have a paragraph tag here. We say, don't forget the end if, and that's it for our team. So now we have all the templates we need. Let's run the server. So change directory to your container folder and run the server. Go to the browser and type in localhost / school app / home. So this comes from index.html, right? Remember we had this text there. And of course you can play around with the styles. All you need to do is go to index.html, check the class name for styling, then go to style.css, use edit and find to look for the style, right? And then you have the style there. And like I said, you can play around with these values and the properties as well. Okay, so now let's try another link. Let's try principal's message. And we have an error. Now, why do we have an error? You can see the path here. It says school app / home / school app / PR message. And there's no path like that in our URL configuration. So what's wrong? Let's go back to our base.html here. And here we need to put in a / so that Django then will not take into account this first path. It will start from school app / principal message. Okay, so just add that / to all of these URLs. And now go back to the home page and then click on principal's message, and there you see it. And again, you can play around with the styles like I showed you earlier, right? Click on gallery, and because of the styles, you get this border as well as you can see the text. And again, you can play around with the styles. Now let's click on our team, and there you see the teacher names. So in the next session, what we'll do is when we click on each of these names, we should be able to see the teacher details. That's what we'll do. And we'll also add a background to this main page. This ends our session for today. Till the next session, take care. Bye.